Breaking news. Presidency gives reasons why Lagos will not submit Endsars panel report to the federal government and they will have to deal with it at their level. But let's look at this matter critically. Where did this thing come from? Where exactly did it come from? Did it not come from the top? This order. Who gave the order? Was it Buhari? Is it now the ambassador of Nigeria to Benin? Because he was the chief of army staff at the time. Who exactly gave this order? And why can't that person be picked out or be figured out and the truth be told? Why are we having deceit being painted on us as a country, as a people, as though we have no say? Why is all these things going on? Who gave that law and order? And who has made this, the order of the day? Why? Why is this happening? Why is this very thing happening? Who are those who have continued to make these things, like the way it is now? Please do not forget to give us a thumbs up, like us, share, subscribe. Let's get all the details. The presidency on Monday gave reasons why Lagos would not submit reports of the judiciary panel on Endsars brutality to the federal government. Presidential spokesman Femi Adesina, in an interview with Channels TV Sunrise Daily on Monday, said under the law, federal government has no power to empower a panel, a probe on a state. He said what would happen was that when the state comes up with any pronouncement based on what the panel's report has been, then they will be able to act and they will look at it if it's in interest of the federal government. If the federal government needs to act at that time, then we can come on board. Buhari, however, has promised Secretary of State to America, who visited last week Thursday, that the issue will be looked at starting from the state from when the white paper has been passed on the NSAS reports. Adesina also brought out that the federal government is working and will look at all the gray areas to address issue regarding to the reports and recommendations being given by the panel. What will happen is that the state will come up with pronouncement on the panel's report that will be in the interest of the federal government. The state has to be careful on looking at this critical issue to ensure that the federal government and all is dealt with amicably, fairly, and in honesty. Definitely, when the report comes out, the ones that are federal in nature will be considered and handled by the federal, while the ones that are state in nature will be considered and handled by the states. This is how the matter will be looked at, and this is how we'll get to the very bottom of it. It is important that people do not just make assumptions why the report is not yet out. We are going to look at it, and the Attorney General of the Federation will advise the federal government as to how things should be. We are looking at the report that has been given and what we could possibly do and how we can come out as a better person at the end of the day. What has happened will be looked at and we can see if really there is need for serious attention to be paid in this regard. So this is additional speaking many English, okay? So saying the same thing but coining the same thing in different terms, trying to make it look like it's not what he's saying, or being very diplomatic with the truth, being economical with the truth, using different vocabularies to coin it here and there without actually coming to the truth of what should really be. What happened at NSAS is very regrettable that Femi Adesina, all of them who were saying nothing happened, cannot even share a thought of sympathy. You don't get it. They can't even share a thought on sympathy, on people. Children were killed. Things happened. They can't even share a thought on sympathy to say what happened was wrong. They can't even open their mouth to condemn it. Yet they go about and pretend that all is well, and the federal government will look at it. So the federal government looks at it. So what next? Yeah, the federal government have looked at it. So what next? So this is what is happening. We have a people who do not really have a heart. Largely speaking, they are just after themselves. And to a large extent, I keep saying it again and again, that Femi is not because he loves Buhari, okay? He's just working for, this is his job. His job is to make Buhari looks good. His job is to ensure that Buhari looks good in the eye of the law or whoever to whom it may concern. Yes, and so even if Buhari just slain somebody in front of him, he will still tell you that Buhari has done well. I mean, yeah, that's the kind of person he is. That's the kind of job he's into. That's what he does for a living. Okay, lying is part of his job description, making it look like what has happened, giving it another meaning, trying to make people see it in another light. That's what he lives for. Basically, that's what he does. That's his core job. So don't think that he's working for Buhari because he's not getting paid, blah, blah. No, 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 no. He gets paid for doing what he does. Okay, is his job. This is what he does. He get paid for doing the things he's doing. So when you look at Femi is just doing his job. He's just working for his stomach. Because every money a man gets, what's the first thing? Food, security, shelter. Then maybe the excesses start coming in. The first and foremost is when a man has food in his tummy, okay, then he can begin to look at his shelter. He can begin to look at, that's when you begin to know if you have clothes or you don't have clothes. It's when your tummy is filled, when you have food in your tummy. That's the first point of call. So when you look at everything, you understand why people are very worried, people are very skeptical, and people are not happy with the current occurrence of all that is going on. It's clear to every one of us that we cannot continue to, act in a very unruly manner or in a certain way and pretend that, all is going well. All is not going well. The country is in turmoil. It is. And different things, different occasions, different things keep creeping up again and again. So what do we do? How do we sort this out? If we don't rise up and say the truth and defend ourselves and do not allow these things to continue, sadly, it may. Okay? So, I mean, you can hear Femi's statement. It's not because he's showing sympathy or he's empathizing with the people, understanding that parents have lost their children. If you look at it, dissecting that statement, it sounds very much like good for them. They get what they deserve. So how does that show that he's really a man who is concerned about people? Sadly, this is a leader. Because whether you like it or not, is someone who stands before Buhari, who counsel and who gives advice on issues affecting the nation. Leave us a comment. We'd love to hear from you. Please do not forget to like us, share, subscribe. God bless you. Bye for now.